My name is Mike. I come from Buffalo, New York, in the USA. I'm a teacher. Um, I teach English. I used to manage and run a school. I decided to go back into just teaching.
How long have you been in Taiwan?
I've been in Taiwan overall 10 years.
10 years.
10 years, yes. It's a
Okay.
beautiful place, and I'm very happy. It's very safe, good money, and generally good people.
Initially, what's the main reason why you choose to come to Taiwan?
My first visit was to work for a music company in Taichung, 2010. So I did that for a good period. I had been working for the company prior in the US, and they decided to bring me here. And then I decided to change things again and go back to the US for a while. And then I missed it so much that I started looking online for, a girlfriend. And that's what started it originally. And then what brought me to Taiwan is teaching and getting married.
You talked about music.
Oh yeah,
Are you a musician or you're a producer? What do you do with music?
a little bit of everything. I'm obsessed with music. I feel music is one of the best parts of life. I play guitar, I play drums, I can dabble with a couple of things. I've written songs, I've produced songs, I'm a songwriter. I played in a couple bands in the U.S. I tried to play my music here, but it's too chill and it doesn't fit the culture. It's like folk country. It's a nice place. I just prefer here.
How is it like as a foreigner marrying a Taiwanese and integrating into that Taiwanese family?
Okay. Everybody's going to have a different experience again on this. I found it generally easy depending on the family members. Like every family member is going to have a different personality and view of, like, why are you marrying him? I had one of my ex's auntie ask, why does he want to move from the U.S. to Taiwan? Why doesn't he want to take you over to there? It's so much better over there. And I'm like, then she was like, did you do something wrong, or did he do something wrong? You should do a background check on him. I wasn't running for anything. I actually threw away a little bit of my music career to be here. You just try to be nice to them too, even if some auntie or uncle or whoever doesn't like you. Still, just try to be nice. Nothing gets fixed with anger.
What made you had to abandon that life in the States to come and live here?
Oh, I didn't have to. I chose to.
Yeah, well,
I
why?
was in love.
So, but the wife could go there instead of you coming.
She could have, but I wanted to experience here more. I was up and coming in the band. My music was starting to get larger audiences, not huge, like maybe 40 or 50 people, which at that time was, at a beginning stage, so that was good. I would work in the day doing, a regular job, and then at night I'd sleep for an hour, and then I'd go out and play music till 3, 4 in the morning, sleep, and go back to work again. And I thought I'd be able to transition here with it, bring it here as well, start a band with local people and introduce my stuff that was working in the States, but the cultural difference there didn't mesh. So I feel more safe here. That's another difference about the U.S. I don't feel it's as safe, depending where you live. My mom lives in the suburbs. She's generally safe. But different cities, I won't say any names, but there's certain places you don't want to go to. Here, it's so safe. It's so safe. I've read, I used to have a hostel, and the girls that would stay as guests, they walked around the streets at night, felt absolutely safe. And I've never been mugged.
If you had to change anything in Taiwan, what would it be?
Lack of the police doing anything about many citations and driver's education in school, I think, should be something like we have in America. You know, once you're in high school, you take those classes, you have road tests. To get a license here, you just go to the DMV, you take a computer test, you take a road course or off-road test, and you can get your license in a minute. But there's nothing else that you need to do. I think it should be a little bit more stringent because a lot of traffic laws are not being followed. And sometimes they're not being followed right in front of the police and they just turn a blind eye.
What's your lifestyle here in Taiwan, other than going to work and back home? What else do you do?
That's it, man. I'm a very relaxed guy, even in the States. My style of music was laid back. I'd sit and play guitar. That keeps me happy at home, but doesn't really translate when I take it outside. I try to keep to myself, keep quiet, save money. I'm getting older and I want to be comfortable and safe.
How is it like living in Taiwan in general as a foreigner?
It's not as hard in my experience as some other people might have had. And again, I was married and she helped a lot with a lot of things that I didn't understand. But then as I stayed here longer, I started to learn how to do things by myself. I don't speak Chinese very well, Mandarin, and still easy to get by just speaking English. I do banking, I do shopping, I do travel. I've been okay. You know, some people, the mileage will vary depending on where you live. Each part of Taiwan is different. It's nice. It's a beautiful place, but you know, depending on where you came from your original country, it might be hard to adjust to a different part. That's why I think a lot of foreigners go to Taipei, because it kind of just has everything and they cater to a lot more of our culture. So it's an easy acclimation into a new spot. When I first came here, the GPS or Google Maps didn't work as good as it does now. So I was still using paper maps and getting completely lost. And you know, you feel nervous at the beginning. I was by myself for a long time, and I didn't know where to make friends and how to make friends. So again, I just worked and went home. Now I know how to make friends. It's a different story. The buses are efficient. Trains are very efficient. HSR, MRT. They basically take you anywhere you need to go. There's almost no place you can't get to that some form of transportation will get you there. The taxis are very, very, very convenient. But do watch out, they will sometimes charge a foreigner fee. You know, like it happens in other countries too. So it's not just a Taiwan problem, it's something to be aware about. You can travel to other countries, the airports are very convenient. You can take a day trip to Manila or a day trip to Hong Kong. And I find that very convenient if you like to try to find some other countries to just have weekend trips. Not common to hang out with females if you have a girlfriend. They will get very, very jealous. So be careful with that.
What was your most awkward moment in Taiwan?
Getting lost a lot at the beginning, falling asleep on the train and ending up in another place. I was like, oh man, I gotta go to work. Now I'm in the middle of the rice fields and I gotta turn back and call the school and say, oops. I'm sure there's worse than that, but that's one that happens more times than it should.
What's the most difficult challenge that you had to overcome or yet to overcome in Taiwan?
For me, it's money. You can make a lot of money, but then you see it and you're like, oh, I can do more with this money, and then it becomes a difficult cycle of like, oh, I got more, I can do more, and then you buy more, and then the money isn't enough, then you try to find another job to sustain that. That's just a personal experience one. Also, being calm. I used to be very hyper.
If you had to do it all over again, what would you have done differently?
I don't know if I should say it. Don't get married without knowing the person a lot longer. Don't get married too fast. Like, date for a long time, at least a year. And that's one. Researched the job markets a little bit more.
What advice would you give to a first-time visitor in Taiwan?
Taiwan. Come with an open mind. Just be friendly, be kind, don't worry. People are very helpful. The police are very nice here, in my experience. The hospitals are very convenient, even if you have to go to the doctor here as a visitor. It's not expensive. Transport systems, they're clearly marked in at least English and Chinese.
Okay. Do you have anything else to tell Taiwanese people?
Taiwanese people, thank you for having a wonderful country. Appreciate what you have. You have a very free and open society that some other places don't have, and fight for it. Yeah. Well, Taiwan.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, and hope you continue to enjoy your stay in Taiwan.
Yeah.
感谢你们的支持，但是还有很多人还没订阅，请不要忘记订阅、按赞、开启小铃铛，你们的支持是我们的动力，谢谢大家。